Lavell Crawford is best known for his hilarious stand-up and unforgettable roles in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. But behind the laughter is a life filled with unexpected turns, from family secrets to battles with weight, fatherhood, and fame. In this video, we're going deep, not just into his $2 million mansion with its stunning modern interior, but into the life of the Friday star who beat the odds. You'll uncover surprising truths. The emotional moment he revealed his father was gay, the insecurities behind his self-deprecating humor, and the love story with his wife that helped him turn it all around. How much is Lavell really worth? What pushed him to undergo a dramatic weight loss transformation? And how does a comedy legend with such humble beginnings end up living like a king? Stick around, because this isn't just a celebrity mansion tour. This is the inside story of Lavell Crawford's rise, riches, and the real man behind the laughs. Let's get started. Lavell Crawford's net worth. Lavell Crawford has an estimated net worth of $2 million, according to Celebrity Net Worth and Hot New Hip Hop, thanks to his long-running career as a comedian and actor. Much of Lavell's wealth comes from live stand-up performances and national comedy tours, but television has also played a major role in his earnings. His breakout role as Huel Babineau, Saul Goodman's loyal bodyguard in Breaking Bad, 2011-2013, and Better Call Saul, 2017 to 2022, brought him widespread recognition and a solid paycheck. He's also made memorable film appearances in titles like The Ridiculous Six and American Ultra, adding to his income. Lavell's comedy specials have drawn critical and fan acclaim, especially Comedy Vaccine 2021, which earned him a Grammy nomination. In addition to his on-screen work, Lavell has lent his voice to animated series, further expanding his creative footprint and his financial one. Home. On-screen, Huel Babineau might have been a side character, but off-screen, Lavell Crawford is living nothing short of a main character life. Far from the Hollywood hills, Lavell chose comfort and familiarity, settling down in a spacious mansion just outside his hometown of St. Louis, Missouri. Rather than opting for a flashy Los Angeles estate, Lavell stayed true to his roots. His home sits in one of the pricier suburban neighborhoods in the area, modest in appearance, but anything but modest in scale. The red brick colonial-style house spans nearly 5,000 square feet, with 6 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, more than enough room for his family of 5. The exterior of the home has a classic charm, with a simple front lawn and a generous backyard, complete with a porch perfect for family cookouts. But step inside, and the space tells a different story. Since purchasing the home, Lavell has overseen a complete interior transformation. Gone are the traditional cherry wood floors and old-fashioned layouts. In their place, a sleek, bright design featuring white furniture, modern finishes, and a stunning black marble island at the heart of the kitchen. Upstairs, the master bedroom connects to a cozy, sun-drenched office where Lavell writes new material for his stand-up sets. While there isn't a separate gym, the basement doubles as an everything room, part workout space, part lounge, and even a small library. Located in a gated high-security residential area, the house offers the kind of privacy and protection that comes with celebrity life. Valued at close to $2 million, the mansion is more than just a luxury property. It's been the Crawford family's home for over a decade, filled with memories, comfort, and a sense of grounding for a man whose life has taken him from local clubs to national fame. Car collection. With a net worth estimated at $2 million, Lavell Crawford lives comfortably. But unlike many celebrities who splurge on fleets of exotic sports cars, his car collection reflects a balance of style, practicality, and personal taste. Known for his down-to-earth personality and dedication to family, Crawford's vehicles seem to fit the man behind the comedy, spacious, reliable, and built for everyday luxury. One of the most notable vehicles in Lavell's collection is his Cadillac Escalade, a favorite among entertainers and athletes alike. Priced at around $95,000, the Escalade is the perfect mix of power, prestige, and comfort. With 3 rows of seating, a plush interior, and a bold presence on the road, it's ideal for someone who frequently travels with family or needs room for the occasional road trip between shows. Lavell has also been spotted driving a Chrysler 300, a sleek full-size sedan that offers an upscale feel without the over-the-top price tag. With a starting cost of around $35,000, the Chrysler 300 offers quiet luxury and smooth performance, a perfect fit for someone who appreciates comfort and understated elegance. For day-to-day errands and laid-back commuting, it's rumored that Lavell also owns a Chevrolet Tahoe, another full-size SUV known for its roomy interior and towing capacity. With a price tag in the range of $60,000, the Tahoe offers durability and functionality without sacrificing refinement. Unlike celebrities who fill their garages with Lamborghinis or Rolls-Royces, Lavell's collection leans toward spacious, family-friendly, and American-made vehicles. It's a clear reflection of his personality, grounded, practical, and focused on what really matters. Overall, Lavell Crawford's car collection is valued at approximately $200,000 to $250,000, well within reason for someone with a $2 million net worth. From struggles to stand-up, how Lavell Crawford built his comedy empire. Lavell Crawford may be living a successful life now, but the road to get there was anything but easy. To understand how he built his comedic empire, you have to go back to where it all began. Lavell Maurice Crawford was born on November 11, 1968, in St. Louis, Missouri. Raised by his single mother, Anita, alongside 2 sisters, Lavell grew up in a household where money was tight, but love and determination were never in short supply. Anita worked hard to keep food on the table, often juggling multiple responsibilities to give her children a fighting chance. His father, Darryl Crawford, was a gym owner and bodybuilder who left the family when Lavell was still young. The absence created a deep emotional gap, one that would later become powerful material in Lavell's stand-up routines. As a child, Lavell struggled with his weight. Food became a comfort and an emotional crutch, especially in response to bullying and social isolation at school. The more he was teased, the more he turned to food, creating a difficult cycle of emotional eating. But over time, Lavell learned to take control of the narrative. He began making jokes about his weight before anyone else could, turning his biggest insecurity into his strongest defense, and eventually, his greatest comedic weapon. Despite the challenges, Lavell did well in school and went on to study computer science at Missouri Western State College. After graduating, though, he felt unfulfilled. Deep down, he knew his true calling was on stage, not behind a computer screen. In 1990, he finally took the leap, performing at local comedy clubs and open mic nights around St. Louis. His storytelling style and sharp wit quickly won over audiences. By the mid-1990s, he was a regular on BET's Comic View, gaining traction with every appearance. But it was his breakthrough on NBC's Last Comic Standing in 2007 that truly launched him into the national spotlight. Finishing as runner-up, Lavell gained not only recognition, but new opportunities, opening the door to acting gigs, specials, and a career that would soon make him a household name. Rise in comedy and acting. After making a name for himself as the runner-up on Last Comic Standing, Lavell Crawford's career took off. He began performing at major comedy clubs across the country and started appearing on various television shows. While these roles gave him visibility, they didn't always tap into the heart of what made him truly unique, his deeply personal, storytelling style of comedy. It was his stand-up that really drew people in. Once audiences realized the man behind that small but memorable role on Breaking Bad had an entire comedy career, Lavell quickly became best known for his work on stage. His comedy specials, Can a Brother Get Some Love, Home for the Holidays, and New Look, Same Funny, have all been well received. Each performance showcases his ability to blend humor with raw, real-life experience. He tackles everything from family dynamics and body image to race and everyday struggles, delivering it all with a signature honesty that resonates across a wide audience. What makes Lavell stand out is his relatability. His jokes often come from a place of truth, and he's never afraid to turn the spotlight on himself. Audiences appreciate that vulnerability, even when the punchline comes at his own expense. Many fans say his charm lies in his personality and cultural perspective. Among African American audiences in particular, he's seen as the hilarious uncle at every cookout, the one who always has a story, always has a joke, and somehow always hits the nail on the head. Still, not every joke lands the same way with every crowd. Some of his material, while rooted in personal experience, has sparked debate, especially when diving into deeper or more sensitive subjects. But that's part of what makes Lavell Crawford's comedy so compelling. It's more than just laughs. It's layered, lived in, and unapologetically real. Controversy and style. Lavell Crawford's comedy often walks a fine line, bold, unfiltered, and deeply personal. But not every punchline lands the way he intends. In fact, some jokes have nearly gotten him into serious trouble. One such moment happened during a show in Atlanta. Lavell, known for his brash crowd work, made a spontaneous joke about a couple in the audience. In hindsight, the joke was poorly judged, referencing sexual assault in a way that made many uncomfortable. During the set, he pointed at a larger man and his girlfriend, implying that there was no way she could be with him by choice, hinting at a lack of consent. The woman immediately protested, but the tension simmered until the show ended. Afterward, the man, reportedly even bigger than Lavell expected, confronted him, furious. The situation could have escalated quickly, but Lavell diffused it with an apology and a bit of theatrical fear, jokingly backing down to avoid a real altercation. Even fellow comedian Cat Williams, who generally gets along with Lavell, has spoken out strongly against this kind of humor. Cat believes jokes about sexual assault are never acceptable, and in this area the two comics clearly diverge. This wasn't the first time Lavell's sharp tongue has put him at odds with audience members. His off-the-cuff style and willingness to poke fun at real people in real time make for electric performances, but they also carry risk. Still, it's a part of his raw, unfiltered brand of comedy. Despite these missteps, Lavell remains widely respected and loved by fans. He's known for his relatability and his ability to turn real-life experiences into deeply funny and often meaningful material. One of his most powerful stories has been his dramatic weight loss journey. After undergoing gastric sleeve surgery, he dropped a significant amount of weight and transformed not just his body but his mindset, a topic he now discusses openly both in interviews and on stage. For Lavell Crawford, the comedy may be raw, but it's always real, and that's what keeps audiences coming back. Comedy legacy. Lavell Crawford's comedy is grounded in two things: relatability and physical humor. He doesn't have to reach for laughs. They come naturally from his own life. Whether he's talking about his childhood, health struggles, or family dynamics, Lavell brings his real-world experiences to the stage with an honesty that makes his performances feel less like routines and more like conversations. At the core of his humor is self-deprecation, especially when it comes to his weight. He often jokes about his size, his eating habits, and how food has played a central role in his life. One of his recurring themes, he jokes, is how even in uncomfortable or awkward situations, like dealing with a rude waiter or watching a protest erupt at a fast food chain, a fat person might stay simply because the food is just that good. Health issues and the challenges of being a large man. Most people find it funny, but in some incidents, people accuse him of promoting stereotypes about fat people. And that's where some criticism comes in. While his audience often laughs along, some feel the jokes reinforce cliches about overweight people, being lazy, constantly eating, or lacking self-control. But for Lavell, these moments aren't just punchlines, they're reflections of his personal journey. He's not mocking others, he's putting his own vulnerabilities on display. Lavell's true gift lies in storytelling. He doesn't just tell jokes. He builds narratives around real events, gradually drawing the audience in before hitting them with the laugh. That authenticity sets him apart from comics who rely on exaggerated or made-up scenarios. His crowd work, though occasionally risky, is another vital part of his act. It adds spontaneity and tension, as no one in the room knows who might be the next target of his playful roast. From his beginnings in a single-parent household to navigating life with obesity and financial hardship, Lavell has turned adversity into material and success. In 2021, he released Comedy Vaccine, a special inspired by his personal struggles during the pandemic. The special earned him a Grammy nomination for Best Comedy Album, his first major nod from the Hollywood mainstream. He lost the award to Dave Chappelle's The Closer, but it didn't feel like a loss. The two comedians share mutual respect and friendship, and for Lavell, the nomination itself was a milestone. As for the other loss he's had in the past decade, that one's worth celebrating, because it was the loss of over 100 pounds, a physical and emotional transformation that has added new layers to both his comedy and his life. Weight. Lavell Crawford's early comedy career was filled with jokes about one thing he knew all too well: his weight. Much of his material was self-deprecating, and while audiences laughed, many people who struggled with their own weight found him not just funny, but relatable. He wasn't punching down, he was speaking from experience. Lavell had been overweight his entire life. As a kid, it took a serious toll on his self-esteem. School was especially tough. Other children constantly teased him, calling him names like Fat Lavell. And to make matters worse, the adults around him, including teachers, rarely stepped in. He was often left out of games and athletic activities simply because of his size. But as he got older, Lavell flipped the script. He decided to take control of the way people saw him by embracing his body and using it as fuel for his comedy. The more he owned his image, the more confident he became, especially in areas that once made him feel most vulnerable, like dating and self-image. That confidence on stage made him something of a role model to other big men. When Lavell joked about his weight, he wasn't mocking himself. He was showing others how to reclaim power through humor. Still, the challenges that came with his size weren't just emotional. Lavell dealt with real health issues: high blood pressure, heart concerns, and a growing risk for diabetes. And no matter how confident he was, those problems demanded change. He also faced discrimination. On one occasion, while boarding a nearly full flight to a show, a flight attendant told him he'd need to get off because his weight was affecting the aircraft's balance. Lavell, humiliated and stuck between missing a gig or accepting the situation, eventually agreed to deplane. The worst part? The passengers applauded when he got off. With pressure mounting, physically, socially, and emotionally, Lavell decided to commit to a weight loss journey. At first, he tried the natural route, leaning into his active side. He took up hiking, running, and boxing, and though he had plenty of muscle, his real struggle had always been with food. In interviews, Lavell has said food was his emotional outlet. Whether he was sad, bored, or even happy, eating was his default response. Learning that food didn't have to be everything became a turning point. Eventually, he made the decision to undergo gastric sleeve surgery. Inspired by his sister's successful transformation, Lavell combined the procedure with regular physical activity, and it changed his life. While he hasn't gone fully vegan, he now leans toward plant-based meals and a much healthier lifestyle. For Lavell, the transformation wasn't just physical. It was about taking back control of his health, his image, and his future. Gay Dad. In a 2017 interview, Lavell Crawford opened up about a deeply personal chapter of his life, the return of his estranged father, and the unexpected truth that came with it. Lavell's father had left the family shortly after he was born, leaving his mother to raise him and his two sisters alone. For over 2 decades, Lavell had little to no relationship with the man who had walked away. So when his father re-entered his life more than 20 years later, it was already an emotional moment, made even more complicated when he revealed that he was gay and had since married a man. Lavell admitted that at the time, he didn't fully understand what that meant for him personally. While he had friends in the LGBTQ+ community, he acknowledged that growing up, it simply wasn't something he saw often or talked about. The revelation challenged his worldview. Sensing his confusion, Lavell's father offered him the space to ask questions. The two shared a long, honest conversation and eventually reached a place of mutual understanding. But that didn't erase the years of absence. Lavell still struggled with feelings of abandonment. In his eyes, a person's sexuality, no matter how personal, should never be a reason to walk away from their children. That pain left a lasting mark and made it difficult for him to build a strong relationship with his father before his passing in 2015. The experience had a profound effect on Lavell's approach to comedy. He became more intentional about the jokes he told, especially when it came to marginalized groups. He felt that gay jokes were often cheap shots, easy to write, but lacking substance. Unless it came from a real, meaningful place, he believed it wasn't worth saying. Later, when Lavell remarked in an interview that it was still weird referring to the topic, social media backlash followed. Some interpreted his words as offensive, assuming he meant that being gay was abnormal. Lavell later clarified that what he meant was that, for many people, himself included, acceptance and understanding of the LGBTQ+ community is still a work in progress, especially in spaces where visibility is still growing. It was a moment of learning, one that, like much of his comedy, came from a place of raw, complicated truth. Wife and children. Lavell Crawford may be known for bringing the laughs, but behind his success is a strong, stylish woman who prefers to keep things quiet. His wife, Crawford, is more than just the spouse of a Hollywood comedian. She's a businesswoman in her own right, carving out a space for herself in the world of fashion. Born Deshawn Jones on May 12, 1980, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, she comes from an African-American family and, as of 2025, is 45 years old. While she keeps much of her early life and education private, Deshawn has built a name for herself in entrepreneurship. She owns Donita Marie, an online boutique that specializes in trendy women's fashion, offering dresses, jackets, tops, and more. Her brand is all about accessible style and confidence, with a mission to help women look and feel empowered. Despite being married to a public figure, Deshawn has always maintained a low profile. Her approach to fame is quiet strength, letting her business speak for itself while supporting her husband's fast-paced career. Lavell has praised her publicly on several occasions and even promoted her boutique on social media, encouraging other women to chase their entrepreneurial dreams just like she did. Lavell and Deshawn tied the knot on February 14, 2009, making Valentine's Day their official anniversary. A sweet and symbolic choice. The couple has now been married for over 16 years, and Lavell never misses an opportunity to show his appreciation. On their 14th anniversary in 2023, he posted a heartfelt video montage of their journey together, writing, "Some say love and marriage are hard, and some say it's a business. Well, I disagree. Without this woman's love, I would be out of my mind and out of business. Thank you, God." The couple shares one confirmed son, L.J. Crawford, Lavell Jones Crawford, born on November 19, 2010. Together, they live a relatively private life in St. Louis, Missouri, away from the constant buzz of Hollywood, grounded, close-knit, and clearly thriving in their own lane. Lavell Crawford's heart. Offstage, the comedian's quiet commitment to giving back. While he doesn't often broadcast his charitable work, those close to him, and the communities he's impacted, know that Lavell has a generous heart and a desire to uplift people facing the same hardships he once did. Having grown up in a single-parent household in St. Louis and struggled with weight and financial insecurity, Lavell understands what it means to go without. That understanding has fueled his involvement in several charitable efforts, particularly those focused on health, youth empowerment, and supporting underserved communities. One of the causes closest to his heart is childhood obesity awareness and health education. After undergoing a major weight loss transformation himself, Lavell became an advocate for healthier living in urban communities. In 2021, he partnered with the American Heart Association, donating $25,000 to fund wellness initiatives in underprivileged neighborhoods in Missouri. His support helped launch local workshops focused on nutrition, fitness, and mental health, areas Lavell has spoken openly about in his own life. Lavell has also been involved with Stand Up to Cancer, participating in charity events and contributing $10,000 in honor of friends and fans affected by the disease. Though he often downplays his donations, he's made appearances at several fundraising galas and uses his platform to encourage screenings and early detection. In addition to health causes, Lavell supports organizations dedicated to youth development and education. He has made regular donations to Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater St. Louis, contributing $15,000 toward after-school programs and mentorship initiatives. His goal, he said, is to give kids opportunities he didn't have, a safe space, positive role models, and the belief that they can dream beyond their zip code. Lavell and his wife, Deshawn, also quietly support local families during the holidays. Through a personal initiative, they sponsor Crawford Christmas Givebacks, which provides food, clothing, and toys to families in need. Though it's not tied to any major organization, the Crawfords have reportedly spent over $20,000 of their own money on this effort since 2017. While Lavell Crawford may get the biggest laughs on stage, it's his compassion off stage that leaves a lasting impact. From being the kid no one believed in to becoming one of the most recognizable voices in comedy, Lavell Crawford's journey is proof that laughter can be both healing and revolutionary. What part of Lavell's journey inspired you the most? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more content in the future. Until next time, bye-bye.